You are entering ENC's Pod of Awesomeness.
Yeah, Birdman. I realized after last week, after your little phlegmy outbreak there, you're like, oh yeah, and you technically started. This week I know you weren't going to.
I didn't do a cleanse, so I wasn't all sniffly and,
No GERD this week?
No.
I don't know why. I like
GERD.
the idea of you having GERD.
I don't even know what GERD is. Is it a cheese?
But no, I think it's like a type of like acid refluxy type thing.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, this is off to a riveting start.
We know how to keep. We know how to grab them in and keep them engaged.
Oh yeah. I had a conversation about GERD and phlegm in the first 2 minutes. If that doesn't cause you to keep listening, woohoo.
If that doesn't cause you to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, or however you listen to your podcast, and don't forget to leave us
5-star /review.
Exactly. Nice segue, Birdman.
You like that?
Yeah. It's actually like you thought about something before.
I didn't,
just
though.
decided
That's the
to
thing.
do this week.
I had
really.
I had no clue that was going to happen until you just said it. But that's the chemistry we have. It's undeniable.
Is that what it is?
Every time you think of like your life without me, you realize the chemistry. It's captured.
First of all, you can follow us on Twitter at ENCPod. That's E and C Pod, and Instagram at ECPod of Awesomeness. Well, I realize I probably wouldn't have these crow's feet. Probably wouldn't have white in my beard.
Maybe we could come up with an aroma, an essence, like Rick Martel did.
Well, see, here's the thing. My pheromones naturally shoot out to about 100-mile radius around me.
I didn't want to even know that.
Yeah.
So you were at the Nature's birthday party.
Yeah, speaking of pheromones.
Another good segue.
Yes, went down. It was actually Beth and I drove down because it was just outside Atlanta, so it was about a 2.5-hour drive. We had Miss Linda come over and look after the girls, and we went to the party, had a great time, and spent a rare night, child-free,
kid-free.
Kid-free. Yep.
Sleep by 9:30.
so we were out of the party by I think it was 9:15.
Yawning.
Just like, I'm so tired. How are the kids? What do you think the kids are doing? Of course. But it was a good time. It was good to see Rick, just to be celebrated, especially after the last year that he had and everything. It was nice. It was really cool. And some good folks I haven't seen in a while. Like, I haven't seen Chris. I haven't seen Jericho in a while. Yeah. So it's always great to catch up and, talk AEW and, sign my contract. What? No, it's good. It was good to see Booker, get caught up with him and Charmel and Jeff Hardy, Sugar Kane was there, and Vander Holyfield was there. So for me, that was pretty big.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah. So it was fun. It was
That's good. Yep. Yeah, I was bummed I had to miss it. I had a previous engagement that I had locked down a while in advance.
Oh my God, Beth just scared the crap out of me.
Did she?
Oh man, hold on. I got to catch my breath. What? She just I'm doing it in my office, and I turned around. She was like right there.
Oh, stalking you.
Yeah. She got that knife? No. Okay, I'm good. If you don't hear from me next week for the pod,
you know what happened.
You know what happened.
I guess it wasn't such a good night with you two, but when you were alone, huh?
Yeah, I didn't perform, I guess.
Yeah.
Speaking of
man. So like I said, I couldn't make it at a previous engagement, but that engagement made me realize how much I don't miss traveling every single week.
Yeah.
I had one of those travel days where once one thing goes wrong, everything goes wrong.
Yeah.
It was an early flight, which I usually don't take early flights anymore. I refuse to do it.
So before
I
you
did it for so many
roll
years.
down this path, but
Yeah.
before you stumble down this path, I am going to preface this entire story by saying you won't admit it, but somewhere in here, this whole fiasco is your own fault. I got the high pitch.
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to do it. So I get to the airport, right? And it was one of these little gimmick airlines. It was like a partner with United called Silver Airlines or something to that effect. And there's a little small hop here, right? Like, so it was within Florida. So I go there, I check in, and it's, the flight's at like 7:15 or something like that. So I get there an hour in advance, like you're supposed to. I couldn't check in online for some reason. It wouldn't let me check in online. So I'm like, I'll just get there, do it in the morning. So I check in. As I'm walking up to the check-in line, I get there the same time as another guy. So I was like, go ahead. Go in front of me. I'm a nice guy. So I let him go. And he checks in. I check in. Get to the gate, do the whole thing. And mind you now, I don't sleep well when I know I have an early flight. So I probably run on about 2 hours sleep here. So then I hear them say that there's weather and they need to put extra fuel on this small plane. So they needed 2 people to volunteer to come off. And, of course, nobody volunteered. So they say, well, now we have to do it the way that our system works here, which is the last 2 people that checked in are now taken off the flight. And guess who was the second to last person to check in? That was me. So, and I know that because I saw the guy that I let in front of me walk on the plane. And did he turn around and say, hey, it was nice of you to go in front of me. Why don't you take my seat? No, he didn't do that. He just kept walking. So,
okay.
Who would I ever
say
be?
I told you so.
Right. So then I go to jump on another plane to go to a different location, and it's 3 hours away, and then I was going to get a car service to take me to the other location. Well, get out on the runway. That plane has mechanical issues, pulls back to the gate, everyone gets off.
Little hawk there.
Now they got to wait for new equipment to come in, which is going to take in the afternoon. Long story short, I end up flying from Florida to North Carolina to Alabama to drive back to Florida. Anyway, that was my day. I should have went to Flair's birthday party.
The moral of the story is get there.
I should have just not kept
before
commitments.
an hour before your flight.
Yeah.
That would be one thing. So here's the thing. You're not on the road anymore. So who cares if you get to the airport an extra half an hour? I understand when we were in the grind and we're going city to city, and every minute, every nanosecond in that bed meant something. Every nanosecond at home meant something. Every nanosecond getting home meant something. I get it. But now, you're not doing anything.
Brother,
so
my mind is always in the grind.
So you got one day. Get there an hour and a half early. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You're going to get no pity from me.
Maybe we should have the salacious one just edit out this entire conversation. What do you think? What do you think, John?
No, I'm kind of with Adam on this one.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get any slack from me here because as a former collegiate athlete and having to travel as well, you got to be right on time, baby. And if you're not on time, they're just going to leave you, man.
Whoa.
Yeah.
There's got to be ramifications. There just has to be.
That was on time. I should never.
Anyway,
I should
enough of
pick
you.
the wrong time to turn babyface and let the guy in front of me. That's what happened.
Yeah.
I should have tripped him.
You should have just stayed a dick. So this week, while you were complaining about traveling to 3 states to get to the original state, a lot happened within the Awesomeness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what happened?
I think first and foremost, Roman Reigns announced that he is in remission, and I don't care about any other storyline. I don't care about any stuff that's going on within the industry. That's real. That's that is good. It was very
on
very
a human level. Like, I mean, he's just he's in. If you know him, he's just a really good dude, a really good person, nice guy, and he just to have to fight through something like that, and also the fact that he was brave enough to come out and talk about it the way that he did, and that's also got to be tough on him and his family to have to go through. But yeah, that's great news that he's in remission, and no doubt that he will be back and better than he's ever been.
Yeah, and like I said, I truly, like, who cares if he ever got back to wrestling? This is like
Right.
make sure he's healthy and there for his family. So
Right.
it's, really good news on all fronts. Hey, there's Shine. She's coming to say hi. Hi, Shiny girl. There you go. Everybody's coming to see me tonight. So Reigns is back. Batista.
Yeah.
Big Dave. He's
Dave's back. Yeah.
Big Dave's back. If you go back and listen to the episode where we had Dave on the show talking to some big-time directors who still haven't been named. So in the midst of doing all of that, he looks like he's come back for WrestleMania against Triple H.
Yeah.
Which Dave,
it's great.
Bird? What do you think?
I mean, I've talked to Dave a lot. Actually, it was funny that he actually texted me on Sunday and said, "Hey, I won't be back in town until Tuesday. But I'm out again like on Wednesday or Thursday. Let's try to get together for a bite the following week." So I didn't even clue in that he might have been there. Like it didn't even dawn on me. So now I'm, feel a little, like a little bit of an asshole that didn't tell me.
Well, I mean, you are.
I'm a little hurt.
Of an asshole, so that's probably why he didn't tell you.
I thought it was a great surprise, and it's one of those ones too where,
like we talked about, that's he wants to, he's talked about wanting to work Hunter in WrestleMania, and that'll kind of be it,
Yeah.
So
and he'll be there for the build up. He's that type of guy, and he'll go in there and he'll bust his ass, and he'll do everything he can.
Absolutely.
The wrestling platform. Let's be honest, he doesn't need it, but he
Rock
loves
doesn't need it.
He
John
loves
doesn't
the
need
business. He loves it that much. It's in his blood, and every time we're together, we talk about it. That's how much he loves it, and he wouldn't be coming back if it wasn't for the right reasons. That's the kind of guy he is. He's a stand-up dude.
Yeah. So that's big. Those are two pretty big returns in one night. So that's good. It's good. But hey, we barely have had the chance to talk about the Revival as tag champs. And they lost again this week. Ricochet and Aleister Black. Again, we talked about it. It's like, I don't know if that makes sense. But, yeah. So what do you think?
Well, I'm looking at it this way now, where it's like when the titles are finally on the line, right? Like, the cool thing is when you're a heel, you can pretty much get away with anything, right? Yeah. And now they can say, well, we were undefeated in tag team title matches, even though they're tag champions, right? So they've never been beat in a tag title match. So as a heel, you can, if you believe that, you can make it work. And I think that's probably the spin that will happen with it.
Yeah. And a reverse rocket strapping, although it's not really, I don't think it is, with Kofi this week being taken out of the title match. Kevin Owens being thrown in. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's another, obviously, another twist, and it's a play off of what we saw Vince come out and do with Becky Lynch. So, and it's another good surprise, I think, because I don't think people are expecting to see Kevin Owens back. And, I mean, I think it's all to further build this groundswell, like this organic...
Kofi Mania, baby.
Yeah, Kofi Mania. It's all in an effort to build that and to keep it going organically. And I think that it was, I think it was interesting. And I honestly didn't see it coming. And I like when things happen, I didn't see it coming. And it could be we were talking about it too. We would love to see this, and it makes sense to extend this feud to Mania. And it could be a way to throw a little wrench in there to extend it that far.
Well, that way you don't essentially have to see it 3 pay-per-views in a row.
Right.
So I think it's awesome. I think it's great because it injects Owens into it, and him and Brian will have a great match. And I think it hops past to Kofi being able to go to Mania and hopefully get an amazing moment. Even if he didn't take the title at WrestleMania, just to be in the title match at WrestleMania after 11 years, it'd be very cool. So I was pretty excited when I saw that. What?
Agreed.
Oh. Agree. Honky Tonk Man. Honky Tonk Man going to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. You know I'm a Honky Tonk Man.
You loved the Honky Tonk Man.
I did love the Honky Tonk Man.
So Jay went through this season in life where he just quoted Honky and sang Honky and danced like Honky. And when we would wrestle in the side yard, his finisher was the shake, rattle, and roll.
Shake, rattle, and roll. Yeah. I just loved because he had that thing that I had where you could just annoy people. Yeah. You just be a dick and annoy people. And it's like a natural gift. And, it was funny. I did a signing in, actually Beth was there because she sang with us. We did a Q&A panel over in the UK, and he was there,
Birmingham,
and I got up and impromptu started singing the Honky Tonk Man song.
Yeah. Do you want to bust into it now? Yeah, I knew you would.
I got long sideburns and my hair slicked back. I'm coming to your town in a pink Cadillac. There's the Honky Tonk Man. And then Beth did he's a Honky Tonk Man. Just the Honky Tonk Man. He's the Honky Tonk Man. And there's the Honky Tonk Man. I'm cool. I'm cocky. I'm bad.
You know what I really like about it is that you make it Honky Donk Man.
Oh yeah, Honky Donk.
Honky Donk. And Beth can sing, so that must have been that would further illustrate your horrible voice.
And then I also thanked the people way up in the cheap seats, which was great.
Yeah.
That's
where the peeps always were too, right? When they're looking. I got 4 back there somewhere. Where are they?
Well, I had my hand over my eyes. I was looking for my peeps up in the cheap seats.
I know.
Cheap seat dwellers. Marks hang up out. They'd like to see me from a distance.
Hey, Matt Hardy came back too.
He did.
Oh, Hardy boys.
Looking like he got himself all buff. All in shape.
It's nice to be home,
I know.
It's good to be home. I've taken the opposite path of being home.
But going back to Revival for a second, that would be to me a great matchup at some point too. A good
that is the match.
That's what you need for a team like the Revival to give a rub of guys like the Hardy Boys that have virtually done it all. Yeah,
they're this generation's rock and roll express. They're when the Revival first came up, I remember at that point Matt and Jeff were on Raw, and I was just like, okay, that's got to be the match. And I think it was building to that at some point. But then injuries and things happen. But that is definitely a match. I think it's happened. I think it was on Raw, but it was just kind of like there one week and gone the next. I'd like to see that as a proper thing. Same with the Usos and the Revival too. Revival and pretty much anybody, and Usos pretty much anybody, and you're good.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, in talking about the Usos, I don't know why. I don't understand the way my brain works. I guess genius is my albatross, basically. is what I'm trying to say. No, so I'm hiking the dogs. And for whatever reason, I just started thinking about the Samoan SWAT team.
Yeah.
And how awesome they were.
The SST, brother.
The SST. Go back, do yourself a favor if you don't know, World Class Championship Wrestling. So then I did some research on the old SST. Fatu, our good buddy Quiche. And Samu, who, if, for the international wrestling fans from Montreal, as Jay and I were, there'll be 2 of you listening who know what we're talking about, but go back and look up Samu. And he was the champion in international.
While you're at it, look up Gino Brito and Richard Charlon, Mr. Perpetual Motion.
Yeah, there you go.
Just saying.
Oh, good stuff. Yeah. Good stuff. Anyway, so then that's where they first worked in the same promotion together. But then they went down to World Class, and man, there's stuff there. Von Erichs, Michael Hayes, Steve Cox, really, really good stuff. Quiche being the Usos' dad, it just made me realize how damn good the Samoans are in the ring.
Yeah,
all of them.
Yeah,
just all
amazing.
Of them.
Yep.
That's what you got to add to that. Yep.
I agree. There's nothing more to add. I've never seen a Samoan that couldn't wrestle. It's just true.
Yeah, even Siva Afi.
Yeah.
So I love the Samoan SWAT team. I used to do their little like pre-ritual like hand gestures. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I'd always do that before matches while you were shake, rattle, and rolling like honky tonk. I was over there Samoan SWAT teaming in it.
Hey, who was the? Remember the heel manager from International Wrestling in Montreal?
Floyd Creechman.
Eddie the was it? And did he have a
Eddie the Brain?
Son?
Was the
Eddie the Brain Creechman, and then Floyd Creechman. Didn't he have a nickname too? Pretty Boy Floyd Creechman or something?
Yeah.
Man,
yep.
Good times.
Yeah. Eddie Creechman was the dad manager, and he wore remember he wore like a kind of Adidas tracksuits with 3 stripes, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and here's another little tidbit of information. Whoa. Bruiser Brody wrestled there, but as Buster Brody.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I did not know he wore just Buster Brody.
Or wait, sure? Was he Bruiser? No. It was Bruiser Brody, but
I think they brought
Killer
brother.
Killer Brooks was Killer Brooks was Buster Brody, who is somehow related.
Brought him in.
Sorry.
As air quote brother, like you were my air quote brother
or cousin or something like that. Yeah, that's what it was. Killer Brooks was Buster Brody.
Because you know what's going to happen.
What?
Posers, they're going to hop on there and they're going to. He's wrong.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't.
Or should
wrong.
I do it in my voice?
I just spoke too soon before I fully thought through what I was going to say. I was just spewing.
Just
dropping knowledge
at your face. Well, speaking of dropping some knowledge, we got so we've decided we're going to do might be too soon to announce it in case one of them has to back out, but we're going to do a month of Undisputed.
Yeah,
this month is undisputedly awesome.
It's going to be undisputedly good.
Awesome. So we're gonna have Roderick Roddy Strong, and get caught up with him and just see how life's treating him, because he's been kicking ass here lately, teaming up with O'Reilly, and we've talked about it before, how both very happy for him, so it'd be nice to catch up with him and just see how he's feeling about everything that's happened.
Yeah I agree.
Yeah.
And if you haven't heard Adam Cole's episode of ENC's Pot of Awesomeness, go back and do yourself a favor, because it was a good one.
It was a good one. We snuck in some bebes.
Yeah.
Bebe. But before we get to Rod,
let me tell you. I'm back, brother. Did I say that? Did somebody say there's a month of Undisputed here, brother? You should be talking. You should be doing here on ANC's Pot of Awesomeness, brother. You should be doing a month of packages, brother. Yeah. I'll come in. I'll roll to you. I'll roll you both up for a month. I'll hold you there for 34 straight days, brother. I'll hold you down. I'll hold you tight. I'll get that 1, 2, 3, brother. And I'll strut backwards. I'll do the moonwalk. I'll do a backflip, a cartwheel, in a cord twist, brother. I'll shake the coconuts out of the palm tree. I'll put it on my biceps, hit a double bicep, hit a double tricep. I'll moonwalk out. I'll grab my silk jacket. I'll tweak that collar, brother. I'll twist my mustache and I'll strut off into the sunset. Undisputed. Pause package, brother. I'm out. Grapevine, Texas. Yeah.
He just really, he just really politely handed me the headset and just walked out.
He just rolls through your house like that, like a tumbleweed from Grapevine.
Guy's out of his fucking mind.
Well, I mean, I thought at one point he was having a stroke, possibly. He kind of got derailed there for a second. It sounded like maybe he was smelling toast or something.
I think he had something in his throat and he couldn't get it out.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. I think he was choking on a wishbone.
Okay, all right. So that happened.
Yeah.
At first I thought he was going to say he was going to hit a triple tricep. I don't know why.
What did he say?
Double tricep. He said,
I don't ever get to hear him, so I don't know what he said.
Double bicep after shaking coconut trees off of I don't know, he's just shaking coconut trees and a double pie and then a double try.
Man. And he thinks there's 34 days in a month. I did catch that.
Yeah. There you have it. Whew, that was wow. I don't even know what to say to that.
Well, he's out there shaking my palm tree. I'm looking out the window right now. So
I think
what the fuck
you have coconuts. You're,
Yeah.
your little city there that your closet city.
Yep. My bird sanctuary, brother.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, before we get to good old Rowdy, I'm going to talk to you about something.
What's that?
I'm going to talk to you about some Raycons, brother. It's 2019. Everyone needs a great pair of wireless earbuds, but before you go dropping hundreds of dollars on a pair, you need to check out the wireless earbuds from Raycon. And I can speak to these things. They're awesome. They have so many different sizing settings that even for my big, stupid ears, they can fit. And yet, for Beth's little tiny ears, they fit her too. It's pretty uncanny. Raycon earbuds start at about half. I'm talking half the price of any other premium wireless earbuds on the market, and they sound just as amazing. The company was actually founded by Ray J and celebrities like Snoop Dogg, and they're already obsessed. Raycon's E50 wireless earbuds have totally changed the game for me. They're comfortable. The sound's great. They don't go anywhere when I'm on the treadmill.
Well, I couldn't hear a word you said because I had my Raycon earphones in, brother. And guess what? These are the only ones without the little strap thing that goes over your head that I can get to stay into my ears. My ears are crazy. That being said, unlike some of your other wireless options, Raycon earbuds are both stylish and discreet, with no dangling wires or stems. And of course, they don't just look great, they sound great too. Raycon offers their wireless earbuds for everyone in a range of fun colors at an unbeatable price, brother. Go to buyraycon.com and use promo code ECPOD20 to get 20% off your order. That's promo code ECPOD20 at buyraycon.com for 20% off Raycon wireless earbuds.
If you've been eyeing a pair, now is the time to get an amazing deal. One more time, buyraycon.com, promo code ECPOD20. I was just pontificating to Jay about the fact that you called right on time. So what is impressive to me is that wrestlers' time has changed. Wrestlers are actually on time now. This is good stuff.
I know. We're on a roll with people being on time.
Yeah, actually, my time in Japan really helped me with that. Because they tell you a time, and it's always 15 minutes earlier than the time they tell you. So I learned rather quickly, just be there early.
That's smart.
Yeah. So.
That's smart. See, look at the. We're just dissecting you already. We're getting to the meat of the matter here, buddy.
well, it's funny because my wife is notorious for being late. So us getting ready and with our child now is just hilarious because.
Well, you know what you do? There's a trick for that. You tell them that you're supposed to be somewhere a half hour earlier than when you really want to be there.
So do the Japanese tour thing.
Yeah. No, that's a great idea. I do need to start doing that. Because then I'm like, come on. She's like, what? They'll understand we have a kid. I'm like,
we I mean, you always got that built-in excuse now, right? And it does. Yeah. It does take everything's extra. We've computed it into our time, and Beth might be a touch OCD, so we're rarely late for anywhere. But it's an extra process because there's just and how old is your little guy?
He'll be 2 in April.
2, okay, so you're still in the thick of it.
Oh yeah, he right now he just doesn't want to ride in a car. So everything's just a fit right when we put him in the car.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. He's like, no, I just want to go outside. He just loves being outside. So.
Roll the window down. Let that breeze go through his hair, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So how's everything going, man? I mean, it's been a while since we've had a chance to sit down and talk at all, but I mean, you're everywhere. You guys are on fire. How's it feel?
No, it's amazing. It's, we talk about it kind of all the time, and we try to, not get too far ahead of ourselves and think about the possibilities of the future, but we're always kind of planning, and we're just really enjoying this process, and it really has been one. Obviously, with those guys coming in and me coming in, prior to them and having different paths at first, and then getting together. It's been a fun little journey so far, and we're just excited for everything. We're on the same page pretty much about everything, and we want to, give it the best that we can, and we're, being put in positions where we can do that, and it's awesome to be able to do that with your friends.
Yeah, and it's cool too that you have that, you said, that camaraderie, that friendship, even from before, like Ring of Honor and stuff like that. And you all came in relatively around the same time. But there's got to be a comfort level there too, where you kind of came in and you kind of, steer the waters kind of together in that sense too, right?
Yeah, 100%. And it's interesting because, like, when Adam came into Ring of Honor, I kind of, like, mentored him for a little bit. And then we, like, started to become really good friends just because we got to know each other, like, so well. And Kyle, kind of the same, but he was traveling with Davey at the time. But always, like, really had a lot of respect for him. And me and Bobby did some stuff in Japan together. So, like, from all over, like, the world in different aspects. So by the time they got here, like, I had some time. So I had the opportunity to kind of, let them know what was going on, how things kind of worked, and just prepare them the best I possibly could. So it was really cool.
Yeah, and that's a huge, bonus when you're coming in someplace to already know somebody that's there and has kind of, tried to navigate the waters already. But we've talked about it, on here before, and how happy we are for you, after all the work you've put in, and just to see when everything really started, clicking for all of you guys, and the matches you guys have been having, with Mustache Mountain, War Raiders, Oni, and Birch. I mean, just it's to the point where, okay, it's going to be awesome. And let's just see how this one is awesome in different ways, because you're all so creative. And no matter what, you're coming up with different ways to do all of this stuff. So we were super happy. We've talked about it on here before, but at what point did you kind of feel like, all right, this is what I needed? And it's helped everybody. It's helped them, it's helped you. And when did it start to feel like, okay, this is it?
Well, I appreciate that. I've obviously, I'm a listener, so I hear that, and that means a lot. It's, one of the things, to me, is the biggest compliment with people that like, and in this business that I've looked up to, that I still look up to, with the body of work that you guys have both done, and it's very impressive, and I hope to lay somewhat of the same legacy. It's crazy. The minute those guys got there, it just felt like it's something I should be a part of. Because it was something like before I came there, I was a heel per se on on PWG, and I feel like that's some of the best work that I've done in my career. And at the end of Ring of Honor, and I was finally starting to understand more than just the match aspect of it.
Yeah.
And then so when those guys got there, and just knowing their personality, me and Adam were in a group together in PWG, and just knowing how we interact and how we play off of each other, like immediately that's what I wanted. But obviously you have to be patient, and the timing has to be right for those type of things. And honestly, it was like immediate, just like that night, like we did something afterwards, an interview, and it was just, we were already on the same page. We really didn't have to say anything. And I was like, this is it. Like, I've waited for this, and I guess we've all prepared in different ways, like our whole career for this, because this is going to be freaking awesome. And it's the first night, so that's the fun part. When you talk about all those matches, like I get to put them together with guys like I have so much respect for, and they're like, that makes our the creative level go way further than I ever, I guess, necessarily expected it to, like, so quickly, because we're so open to kind of do whatever and trust each other's, like our gut when it comes to certain things. And it, we set out to make every match, especially bigger matches, so much different than the other. And, it's just amazing.
Well, and you can tell, you really can. And being someone that's been in the inside of the industry for a long time, and then being a fan growing up, you can just tell, like, every there's nothing repeated with you guys, and there's always a new way into something, and you can just tell you guys really sit down and think. And I really appreciate that. I think back to teams like the Brainbusters, Tully and Arn, and the Midnights and teams like that. Everything was always different, and you could tell that they just sat and thought about this. So, like, what's your guys' process? Like, how's it all work? Do you just kind of, you guys get together and start, spitting out ideas, or is it like you're traveling together and go, hey, if we ever had so-and-so, we could do this?
Yeah, I mean, both really. I mean, because we're at the PC, 3 to 5 days a week together. And then when we're on the road, we always, first, we kind of, once we find out, or once, like the War Raiders, when they were there, like we start go, okay, well, these guys, bigger guys, we need to approach like this. Medium-sized guys, smaller guys, like understanding that, we each have, we have to attack each team different, and our offense is a little different, and the way we pace a match needs to be a little bit different. And yeah, we just kind of just start saying, just anything that comes to our mind, we say. That's the one thing, there's never that, is this going to sound stupid? Like, because I feel like we all are the type that you just plant that seed, and eventually in a week or so, like, the ideas become much bigger than you would have expected. And that's the fun process of this. And that's really just how it goes. We're constantly chatting. So we always just trying to come up with different stuff every single day. And we be like, just like you said, it's like, well, if we face the War Raiders, we have this idea, even though, before we didn't even know when we would. We just had it in our back pocket.
Yep. And going off of that too, when you said that, how you come up with things and how you just said as well, you just throw things out there without hesitation. That's a good process, I think, to have too, because you never know what it could start off as nothing, but something like a nugget from that could be taken, and then somebody else throws in a bit, and then it becomes an idea. When there's all kinds of when you have guys that think alike and that are passionate, it can become something bigger. But I also like, because I've sat in with you before. I know you're with Shawn Michaels at the PC, and I've sat in there a couple times with you guys. And the thing that I appreciate is that you're not even that how thirsty you guys are for knowledge as well. You're not just stuck in your ways. I'm like, well, this is our way and whatever. But it's like you just want to know, and you're asking questions why. Still at this stage, why are you doing this and why are you doing that? So there's that sense that you guys just are never satisfied with where you're at. You just want to continue to get better. Is that the case?
Oh, 100%. I mean, for me personally, just going to the PC is legit been the best thing for my career. Mm-hmm. I was at the point on the Indies, I'd been just around for so long. It was like, I was legit like the veteran, one of the last like veterans that really had a lot of experience. And it's kind of hard when you are just, trying to teach everybody, but no one's necessarily teaching you. And then you kind of get stuck. And it was one of those things that whenever I got the opportunity to go there, I was like, oh man, this is kind of what I've been waiting for. Because I never like had a traditional like long-term trainer or anyone that like mentored me for an extended period of time. I've had a ton of guys help me and give me a ton of knowledge, but it just got to the point where it was like, I need more. And I don't necessarily know how I'm going to get more. And then when this opportunity like came about, I was just like, yes. No matter what comes of it, I'm going in there to, see if they can help me reach my potential, because there's a lot of, stuff when it comes to the character aspect, the storytelling aspect that I just kind of had no clue about. And I've been so lucky to be in Sean's class. I love it because he's a lot like me. He will just go and babble a lot and make you take things out of like what he's saying. But to me, it all just makes sense. He'll talk for like 20 minutes and he's like, I hope you got something out of that. And I'm like, yeah, everything, because it made someone like me feel like, oh, it's not a bad thing to like analyze and kind of obsess and micromanage like every little aspect of a match, because it's, you know, you want it to be the best it possibly can be. And I've just, it's just been unbelievable. And those guys as well, like, and that's another part of the creative process that's so fun, because we all, no matter what we've done, just feel like there's so much left to do and there's so much left to learn. So it's just a fun process.
Well, and in, you know, talking about the creative process and probably backtracking, but it seems to me in watching, like, all of you are lifelong fans. I don't know if that's the case, but like, so how does everything, I mean, we all had those, you know, kind of epiphanies when we're younger and decide this is what we want to do, but it can be different for a lot of people. To me, it looks like, okay, this guy's a lifer.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting for me because I was a fan of it when I was a little kid, and then I like got away from it. But an unfortunate like incident with my parents, and it's something that I had touched on before. It was when my mother had shot my father, and my mom was in jail, and my dad was being a single dad, and he got this opportunity to train with Jim Neidhart, and I was 12 at the time, and I went, and I was just like, whoa. And then Jim let me in the ring, and he had told my dad, like, oh man, if he stuck with this, he'd be good at it. Just, you know, it's probably blowing smoke up his butt just to make my dad feel good, but he told me that, and I was like, well, this is the first time I've ever felt comfortable, and someone told me I was doing a good job, and it was just me. And I was like, this is what I want to do, because I can be whatever, whoever, I can create whatever scenario I want. And I got like this insane emotional attachment to it, and I still have it to this day. So it was weird because from that point forward, I never watched wrestling as a fan. I always watched it as like a learning tool.
Yeah.
And always be like, I could be as good as those guys. I can do that. But it was like, I don't know. It was just so much different. But I've always just had like this intense obsession and love for it. And just the people that do it, even if they're, you know, they're doing it at a high level, even if I don't necessarily like get along, I still respect it, and I love, you know, their art.
Yeah. Yeah. It's and that's funny. So that you said you didn't really have any kind of, you know, proper or long-term training. So how do you even go about it then?
Just so, I mean, I was like my dad and his buddy and his buddy's wife trained with Jim for 3 months, and then Jim went back on the road. So they had made some connections. Like Prince Iakea would come around. Like all these random people would come around because they eventually built their own ring.
Yeah, because Jim Neidhart and Prince Iakea, that is really random.
Warlord. Oh my gosh, I trained with like a ton of different people. But yeah, once Jim went back on the road, they built their own ring so they could keep training with my dad's friends. So it was kind of just on our own. And then, you know, someone like Prince Iakea would come. Lanny Poffo came around, because that's Molly Holly started with us in my dad's friend's backyard. And like just all these random people. And it was kind of that, and then just training on my own, because eventually my dad built my own ring for me, and I would just go put in time just because I thought wrestling a broomstick was like a real test you were going to have. So I legit was like, man, if I can have a good match by myself, I swear you could put any opponent in there. It doesn't matter. So I did a lot of that for like the longest time.
Wait, so your dad built you a ring?
He did, yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have left that thing.
Oh, I did not. I would be out there probably like 3-4 hours a day, like just doing stuff all by myself too. Because I didn't necessarily have like a lot of friends, so it was just a lot of just trial and error. And then in high school, when I did get some friends from when I was playing football with them and stuff, they freaking hated me because I was like, all right, try wrestling with me, and I would just beat the crap out of them. They're like, nah, I'm good. I'm good.
How did your dad figure out how to build a ring?
Say that one more time.
So how did your dad figure out how to build a ring?
Like Jim had showed them like the way it was constructed, and then they just knew some people that were like really good at welding and stuff, and they just brought him over and they did it.
Man,
and a lot of handy men they knew. Yeah, it was crazy. There was some wild trial and error stuff with the rings though, because my dad just, like one time they tried to use like telephone poles as the posts. And like I was hit, oh man, I was hitting the ropes and the whole ring just fell. I like flipped over the top to it was wild, but it worked. I know.
Well, I mean, hey, it got you here, right? So,
oh yeah,
man. So but now, so you're training essentially by yourself. What can you do? Like that's got to be so hard. Like to not even have another body to try these things with. Yeah.
Unfortunately, my dad was the one who ended up taking up a lot of my stuff when I was younger. I used to just, poor guy. I'd be like wrestling for 60 minutes and he'd be like, fine. And I would just beat the crap out. Anything that I thought I could do, I would just start doing. I really just did a lot of, I would do front flips. So I would act like I'd say hip tosses, arm drags, back drops, eat the turnbuckle, rolls, bumps, just placement stuff, because I really just wanted it to be interchangeable, whoever the opponent may be. So, and then when I was like 14, I started doing the indies a little bit, like just random Florida indies. So I started getting a little bit of work out there, so I could put a lot of this stuff to the test. So, like I made $75 when I was 15. And then when I turned 18 and I was like, I'm going to do this as my job, no one would pay me. I was like, because
hush money.
What the heck? For like 2.5 years, I just did not get paid at all. I was like, okay.
Well, we'll get back to Roddy in a second. And while we're talking about him investing in his career, we're going to talk to you about investing with Robinhood. Robinhood is an investing app that lets you buy and sell stocks, ETFs, options, and cryptos, all commission-free. While other brokerages charge up to $10 for every trade, Robinhood doesn't charge any commission fees, so you can trade stocks and keep all of your profits.
Plus, there is no account minimum deposit needed to get started, so you can start investing at any level. The simple, intuitive design of Robinhood makes investing easy for newcomers and experts alike. View easy-to-understand charts and market data and place a trade in just 4 taps on your smartphone.
You can also view stock collections, such as 100 Most Popular. With Robinhood, you can learn how to invest in the market as you build your portfolio, discover new stocks, track your favorite companies, and get custom notifications for price movements so you never miss the right moment to invest.
Robinhood is giving listeners of ENC Pod of Awesomeness a free stock like Apple, Ford, or Sprint to help you build your portfolio. Sign up at awesomeness.robinhood.com. All right, let's get back to the strong man, to Roddy Strong, to Roderick Strong, brother. How did you get booked? How did you get your name out? How did you start, getting booked places?
Just places my dad wrestled, actually. IPW Hardcore, which is the place that I ended up, once I turned 18, like working for on a regular basis. And Ron Nemi, the guy that was running it, he's the guy that really helped me get a lot of the opportunities that helped me branch out once I was of age. But yeah, just a lot of the same shows my dad did. And my dad actually ran some shows so I could have matches in front of people. It was awesome. I got a chance to wrestle Hector Guerrero when I was young. Wow. And that was a fantastic learning experience and something I remember to this day, because I was just completely out of my league and felt so lost and uncomfortable. And he made it, work the best he possibly could. So yeah, just from there. And then, my dad was like highly respected in the Florida Indies, like, and Ron, once I became like 18, like, took care of me because how much he, respected my father, which was really cool.
It's funny you mentioned Hector and just having that being an eye-opening experience. I think every one of us at some point has been in with that person that first kind of turns the light bulb on for us? Like, oh man, that's how it's done. This is how it can be. I know when my first one was. It was out in Manitoba, and I'll never forget it either. Was that what working Hector was for you?
Oh yeah, 100%. I was like, I definitely have to step up my game, and it really made me focus on more just the technical aspect, because, besides all the positioning work I would work on, I would just do moves besides that. Like just wrestling, working the crowd, feeling it, like, kind of just building a match and not just doing stuff. And he just talked to me like the whole time, and I was just like, oh, you talk to each other in here? Like, I would just like, man, it was just crazy. It really was. And then I just was like, okay, and, he had a great career, but then you see guys with bigger names beyond. I'm like, I don't even know how I'm going to be able to wrestle guys like that. I need to get better, and I don't know how to necessarily do that because I'm not around that level. So then I tried to go to Dean Malenko's school. I tried to go to Shawn Michaels' school, but I wasn't old enough. So it was just one of those things where I was like, I tried. And then when I was 18, I had a chance to work on shows with guys that were a lot better, and I started getting connections from that. And then, just working with guys that were better than me.
It's so key, and just with more experience, more reps, really. We've often talked about it. It's like if you're working people with the same amount of experience, chances are no one is really going to start knocking down the doors. It's when you can start picking the brains and actually getting in there with guys or girls that have been in there for 20 years already. That's when everything opened up for me.
Oh yeah. Like I had an opportunity I wrestled Malaya Husaka when I was 15.
Yep.
And that was eye opening for me. I was just like, wow. I mean, she was awesome. And it was like, that was another one. I just was like, oh crap, there's another level above this. And then, I mean, that's a lot of the stuff that I would learn, is that there's just, just so many different levels and just people that took their time. Because I was around it, I believe 95 maybe I started going around it.
Wow.
And just how drastically everything changed from 95 to 99 to 2000. All these, it was just constantly changing and being a different business. Guys would be like, all right, see you out there. And you just see these matches and you're like, oh, and then it's to people talking more. And then all this, just always constantly evolving and seeing how much effort's put into it. And then you see the guys that are on top, putting more effort than the guys that are in the middle that have been there forever. And you're like, well, why are these guys here and those guys there? And then you see all that kind of stuff. And, I'm just, especially then, I was super, super quiet. So I just did a lot of watching and eavesdropping.
Yeah. That's smart. That's very, very smart.
Yeah. So our trainer, Ron Hutchison, used to tell us, when you get into a locker room, mouth shut, ears open, Just,
oh, yeah.
So that's the best way to learn and to pick things up as well. Listen to what the other people had been around a little bit were doing.
Oh, yeah. And using, I don't know, I guess it's something that, a tool from my childhood of seeing stuff around me and realizing that that's not something that I wanted to be a part of. Kind of the same in wrestling. You just see guys that are in certain positions and have been in them for a long time, and you kind of watch their behaviors and their tendencies, and you're like, don't want to do that. I want to do that,
Yep.
And it's kind of stuff we've talked about a couple of times, you guys have been in class and stuff, and the same thing with Sean. The positions you guys have been in, a lot of your advice is the same, because that's the kind of stuff that people on that level do, And I don't know, it's very interesting to me.
Yeah, it definitely. I think it's the same with any job where you'll have people that are just happy to be there, but then you have the people that just want to grind and scratch and claw to get to where they want to be. And even more so, I think, though, in the wrestling industry, because there's so many variables and intangibles that you can't really control, but you do what you can to control them, if that makes any sense. So I'm really like fascinated by this because, I was trained in a school and by really, tough trainers and things like that. And just the fact that you essentially, kind of trained yourself and in a ring that your dad built. And then you finally, you start, you're in Ring of Honor. How long were you in Ring of Honor? For like 12 years or something?
Yeah, almost 13.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and the craziest part of that is there was a buddy of mine that I was like helping teach wrestling to, and I told him, man, I just don't really know. I think by the end of 2003, if I don't make it to Ring of Honor, I think I'm going to quit. And like legit 20 minutes later, I got a message from Gabe being like, hey, can you make this date? I was like, yep. And it was my tryout. I was like, sure, yeah. Let's go.
So how did
I know,
ring out in the universe?
There, like almost 13 years later, I'd freaking be working there. It was crazy.
Wow.
How'd that come about? How did the whole Ring of Honor thing? How did you get on the radar?
Dan Moff from the Hit Squad, he was coming down and doing some stuff. The Jersey All Pro was working with IPW Hardcore, and like Dan was like, "Oh, you remind me a lot of Russ, like Haas, like Charlie."
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but he just said that. So he always kind of like took a liking to me, and he was like, I think your style would really work in Ring of Honor. And I had like done some stuff for Jersey All Pro, and I was getting ready to like work with CZW. So I was starting to like get my name up there. But yeah, Dan just really pushed me because I told him whatever it would take, like any opportunity that they'd be willing to give me, I would take it. So he knew. And, yeah, that was it, man. He pushed for me really hard, and, I just wanted to make the most of that opportunity.
I mean, gosh, man, 13 years. That's got to be the longest anybody's been with that company, right?
It was, except for the Briscoes. They had taken some time off, but now since I've left, yeah, they have surpassed me. But like, I had the most matches in company history by like 70. Wow. At one point, I was like, "What the heck?" Like, it was just wild.
When did that happen?
It was. Yeah, time just goes by so fast. Like, I started there at 19, and then I freaking left at 30, almost 32, 33. I was like, "Oh my god!"
So obviously you accomplished so much when you were there, and
you did everything there was to do there.
Everything there was to do, and to stay around and stay relevant for 13 years at anywhere is impressive. But did you start to get the feeling towards the end like you had, I don't want to say outgrown it because that's not the case, but you had done everything there and it was time for a fresh start somewhere else? Was that starting to creep into your mind at all?
Oh, 100%. Before I was going to sign with WWE, I was leaving. Like, we had just agreed, like, it was just something where I felt, like you said, I had outgrown it, or I didn't feel I was bigger than it, but I felt like I had to at least go, travel the world a little bit and maybe come back at some point. But I just definitely needed a break because I think, the fan base maybe needed to miss me a little bit because I didn't miss very many matches in my career there. I mean, I believe the longest I ever took off was like 5 weeks maybe, for an injury, but I never really, I missed like 2 or 3 shows here, but I was like constantly on everything. And it was creatively to a point where I felt like I was starting to figure out certain aspects of myself as a performer, and just, it didn't necessarily work with what they had going on with me. And I just was like, okay, well, I can go do this and continue to grow this brand of mine. And, I'll come back in a different way, or, I eventually go somewhere else. But, and also, I like to consider myself kind of the last of the era of like the Joe, the Brian, the AJ. Like I'm the only guy that I guess never went beyond them. So I wanted to test myself because, you know, to me, I feel I can perform on any level, and you know, the biggest level is the WWE. So I was hoping I could eventually come.
Well, you eventually did. But first, so what is, because our producer sent this note because I was not aware of this, but I read it and I thought it was hilarious. In PWG, they would chant "shitty little boots."
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Shitty little boots heat.
That is
the best
heat. I mean, I kind of love that. I'm not going to lie. I never heard that. I read it and I went, what? They said "shitty little boots." That's awesome.
Oh, it's actually Trent.
Yeah, how's this all happen?
Trent Beretta.
Oh, enough said already.
I just put a tweet out like, "Hey, looking for a new shirt design. Anybody have an idea?" And then he replied with the drawing of my boots, and it said that it said "shitty little boots" on it. It was like it just caught on.
Did you make the shirt?
Well, I have the shirt. I made it. It was one of the best selling shirts I ever had.
I was going to say, yeah, you should make the shirt for sure. Shitty little boots. It's the best. I want one.
Oh, man. Yeah. We'll get you guys one. It's freaking... It's just funny, something like that. And that was actually one of my concerns when I came here. I switched back to taller boots because I just was like, oh, they're going to get mad if the crowd chants that. Like, I don't want it to...
So you you get one of the best chants ever. Now you end up in NXT, and I remember I talked to you, you know, because you'd been there for a little bit, and then I saw a match that you had on 205 Live against Tyler Bate, and I went, dude, that's where you need to be and to get to. And, you know, and stay there when you're in the ring. Do you remember that conversation?
I do. It was actually it was the first opportunity because when I originally came there and I teamed with Austin Aries, like I thought I was going to be a heel. And for me, I'm more comfortable there. Like when it comes to just my wrestling stuff. And for me personally, I mean, I appreciate the fans, appreciate my work, but I don't ever feel sympathy for myself, so it's hard to get so into it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I'd rather like just really punish people and be everything that I don't like in people and make people want to hate me, and then just take the best butt kicking that I possibly can. And like it was just something that didn't work out timing wise for me with my character, but when I had the opportunity to move in that direction, I just jumped on it as much as I could.
Yeah, because like I said, and for anyone listening, go back, watch match from 205 Live, and I that was the match where I went, oh, okay, all right, he's got something there. If he can channel that, that's the direction to go. And I still see that now, you know, in all of the stuff you guys are doing. There's that. We've talked about it. It's wrestling with a chip on your shoulder. Mm-hmm. It's wrestling with just that bit of anger and it really
complete confidence
shows.
As well, right? Like,
yeah,
you know, I remember I saw you guys right before the NXT takeover in Phoenix, and I came in and you guys were getting ready, and it wasn't too long before your match, and you guys were completely calm. It was just like, you know, sometimes when there's a big event like that, the nerves are amped up a little bit, and it's hard to relax, but you guys were super cool and just relaxed, like, we got this, you know, and that's like you were just in the zone, like you felt like, it seems to me that you have that confidence in yourselves that you're always going to go out there and tear it down, especially when you're put in the position to go out there and set the tempo with the first match. Is that kind of your how you guys feel in your mindsets?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Like, and that, I mean, as a group, that's where we complement each other in many different ways. Like, we all handle like pressure differently, but that's what's good. Like, I love it. Like, I need it. And I've learned a lot from Sean to kind of like channel that on even the smallest event, you know?
Yeah.
Because that would be very difficult for me, because the higher the pressure, like, obviously it tends to make it easier because there's a bigger like situation going on that I just freaking thrive. Like, I love it. And then, you know, like Kyle stresses a little bit more, but he's so confident as well. It's just all little different reactions, and it makes it just like, I just know I have them. Even if Bobby and Adam, you know, are not in the match, I know I have them there. Like, they're as confident for us as we are for us. And we just kind of know our job. We tell each other and remind each other what our job is. And it just makes it a lot easier.
Well, you talked earlier about placement and practicing placement more than anything in the beginning. And that's one of the things that I really pull from your matches is not only does it seem like you guys always know where the other is, both of your placement is impeccable. You're always in the right spot when you need to be. There doesn't ever seem to be any kind of, I don't know, lulls or anything like that. And I know you're out there and you're talking to each other, and you guys are just seem to be very much on the same page.
Oh yeah, and that's one of the things that we started working on, is just talking to. That makes it a lot easier, and that makes you kind of realize that, and for me anyways, that he's there, and I know he's there, and I can trust him, like,
right,
no matter the situation. Like, if I didn't hear from him, if we were just kind of like silent to each other, I would like look a little bit more, but we're constantly like engaged. So no matter what's going on, like, I know he'll be there, if that makes any sense. Like,
it does. And a huge confidence comes with that.
Like, then silence, I still know he's there because we're talking. It's kind of like us, you know. It's awesome.
Yeah, when you get that comfort level with, like, Adam and I had that as well. You know, just we somehow knew where the other one was, or like I said, trust that they were going to be there at the right time for certain things, and there was no hesitation, or and that helped also with the, you know, to help the match progress.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And you get so lost in it. Mm-hmm. Like, it's wild. Like, just to think back when I was younger and like in tag matches and all this like stress, confusion, and now like just that comfort that you were saying, like, it's just, I just get lost in it. 15, 20 minutes. It's just like, oh wow, that was just an unreal experience. And like, I kind of black out during it. And then I come back, and that's why I rewatch it after. I'm like, oh snap, that's wow, we did it.
So how much? Because again, on the show we've talked about, like, if it starts with Undisputed, it's going to be tough for everybody to follow that. That's the mindset, I'm assuming, when you go out there, is okay, follow this. Good luck. Yeah,
very much so. But I like for the most part, that's everyone's attitude there, and that's the great part about it. Like, I just love everyone wants to, you know, everyone thinks they kind of set the bars, and everyone wants to just it be their night. But we all do it in like a respectful manner, if that makes any sense. We always kind of know our place and know what we're working within. Like, we never try to go above and beyond in any direction that isn't the best for our match and our story. Mm-hmm. And I think that's one of the coolest things about it. And that makes the energy like so unbelievable.
Well, like I said, Adam and I have both been in that room with you guys, and it's one of those ones where like, you know what, your intention is to go out there and steal the show, but you're also encouraging the guys in the other matches, and girls for that matter, to go out there and steal the show. There's that encouragement. It's not like, oh man, I hope they don't have a better match than me. You know, there's not that.
Yeah, no, not at all. It's like, I hope you brought your A game, because we brought our A++ game. So if you're, you know, at least be close.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of A++ game, and this is the one that's freshest. I mean, we could go back and, you know, dissect the Mustache Mountain matches and just, you know, take a pick. But the one with the War Raiders recently, with the Power Slam Power Bomb, like, the creativity and the stuff that he had to these matches. I'm like, oh, damn it, why did we never think of that?
Actually, I did think of that. I did think of that, and I gave that idea to them right before they went out. I was like, oh, guys, I got this idea. If you can squeeze it in there somewhere.
I think I saw this tag team War Machine do it. I don't know. Like,
but I mean, there's just some stuff you guys do that it just, you can really, really tell there's a lot of thought put into your craft, and I really, really appreciate it. It's really fun to watch. And as retired guy who, you think, oh, I've seen it all, and then you realize you haven't. And you guys are part of showing me that. So thank you, because I know at some point in every one of those matches, I'm going to see something that's new and different. Or even if it's some of the same things, it's put together in a different way.
Taking that, what Adam just said, a step further as well. Like, I think Adam was the same way, but I would have like a pen and paper always nearby when I went to sleep. Because sometimes, like, wrestling was never off of my brain. I thought about it 24 hours a day. And if I woke up in the middle of the night with an idea for a move or a storyline or a spot or whatever it was, there's a lot of times where I'd wake up in the morning and I'd be like racking my brain like, well, I thought of something last night. Why can't I think of what it is now? So if I woke up in the middle of the night, I would write it down so I wouldn't forget in the morning. Like, do you have something like that as far as, your process for thinking of things? Yeah,
the weird part in it, man, I legit just remember 98% of the stuff that I think about when it comes to wrestling. Like, I can't remember anything else on this dang planet, but that. It's really, really strange. Like, because sometimes I'll write it, if it comes to like verbiage or something like that, I'll write it in my phone. But like when it comes to like, I don't know, I have a very visual brain, and if I can visualize it, I tend to remember it, and it tends to sometimes grow bigger than it originally started. But yeah, it's very, very strange when it comes to that. But we're like promos and stuff. I do write down just because I'm like, dang it, what did I want to say? Like, when it's stuff like that, no. But
when it's words, it's not so easy, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just one day I'm just going to start getting really mad at myself. Like, damn, why can't I remember any of these things that I think about anymore? It's like, because you've just been taking bumps for 40 years.
Yeah.
I was very much the same way in looking at things in terms of matches. I would always sit there and daydream it. And man, I would sit there in class and think of, okay, there was no Edge and Christian at this point, but like, okay, so Jay and I are working LaFawn and Furnace. All right, what can we do with them? Oh, we could do this button, and okay, there's Owen and Davey. Okay, what could we do there? We could do this here and counter that with it. It was this constant stream of visual, just thoughts. And so, like you had talked about, you guys, kind of get these ideas and you put them in your back pocket. Jay and I had ideas for all of the tag teams that were in WWF at that point. So when we got there, it's like, right, I've already had this match with Owen in my head. I got it. Hey, what if we do this? So, you guys have torn through, almost all of your tag opponents there. And I know you don't want to look forward too much, but I know with the way your brain operates that you have to be thinking, all right, at some point we're going to get in there with the Usos. And we're going to get in there with the Revival. And we're going to get in there with the Hardys. And, I mean, I can't even imagine the ideas that you guys have for that.
Oh, man. We talk about all of them on a pretty constant basis. It was nice. Me and Kyle had the opportunity to work a NXT loop against the Revival. And it was fun, man. It was just one of those things that's just so much different. And it was very, at that point, super helpful because me and Kyle were pretty new to teaming and just, I don't know, changed our mentality a little bit of ways to approach it. And just, it made us like just talk a lot more about what we expected from ourselves and what we wanted the team to be perceived as and what it, it possibly can be at the end of it. And it's, it's very, very helpful. Just from like sparking like that kind of conversation, because it's like, oh yeah, we respect each other. We've, traveled the world. We've wrestled a bunch of times, and now it's team because we know each other's stuff. And then it becomes way more than that. And yeah, but the amount of, the matches they're going to be fun, and that's the cool thing about the group in general, is like any like pairing of us can wrestle any of those guys and any of those teams. And that is the exciting aspect of a 4-man group.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's one of those things too, where, now we see with the other NXT talent that have just moved up, it's something that could realistically happen.
Oh yeah. And that's super exciting. Like for me, I'm starting to get back more into singles, stuff now with, Bobby and Kyle are, getting back together, and they're in the Dusty Cup, and just now I'm like, all the matches that I can have as a singles wrestler are just unbelievable. Like it hasn't even been on my mind, like working singles stuff and like a possible opponents while me and Kyle were teaming on a regular basis just never even went through my head, because I was just so locked in and dialed in on that team and like what we were trying to do. So it's pretty crazy. Just like right up, I'm like, oh, I'm going to have some singles matches now. Like, oh, crap, there's a...
Oh yeah, I got to remember how to do that again. So,
oh, man.
But with you, Tim, like, how long did you guys actually team for? It wasn't that long before all of a sudden it's like, whoa, where did this come from? Like, obviously, no, both of you guys are talented, but it just it jumped to another level entirely. And, how long did you team for?
I think maybe 9 months.
Yeah,
and
that's
like
crazy. You guys
right when
clicked.
I joined, because Bobby was out. Yeah, honestly, it's just having Kyle as a partner, just the group in general. But having Kyle as a partner, he's so amazing. He's so creative. He like really made me step up my game. And it's like we challenge each other all the time. And I think we put pressure on each other to get better faster because we saw the other one getting better. Mm-hmm. Like, oh man, he's getting far more creative in this tag stuff. I'll do that. Doing. So we were like having this little competition. And I think it just manifested itself into something like team-wise that we didn't necessarily even know was there and was. And it was freaking unbelievable.
And that's something that's not talked about often, is the fact that good tag teams do push each other. You want to be as good as your partner. You want to be better than your partner, and then that partner wants to be better than you. That's when teams really stumble onto something. It's not only are you trying to put these competing against the rest of the locker room, all the other teams, you're competing against each other too.
Oh man, 100%. It's something I didn't even realize, because sometimes you just get the sense of like, especially with old stories, like competition being so unhealthy, and I'm just a super competitive guy, and like we've traveled the world, but me and Kyle travel together, and Kyle gets up, he works out a little bit earlier than me, then the next time I do it, and then I'm constantly doing it because I see how hard he's working, and we're just improving each other, and we're not even talking about it. It's pretty wild.
You know what else is something that I find that can be important from a tag team as well, and you just said that you were, kind of branching more back out into singles now, but getting a comfort level, and you talked about it earlier about picking up different things as far as the character and the personality and getting comfortable talking and all those sorts of things, promos, that when you're in a tag team, it can be easier because you can just talk to your friend or your partner, and from that, you get a certain comfort level, and then when you get in that comfort zone there, then you can turn and kind of take that on your own, kind of to the audience. So, do you find a little bit more comfort level in that respect now that you're going back into singles, that from the personality and from the character perspective?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like the crazy thing is with us is we're legit. I mean, our dynamic is us, how we are all the time. Like it's. I like to we like to pride ourselves on being one take, people because we legit, they give us an idea, we chat for like 2 seconds and then we just do it. Because we know each other so well. We know like the differences in personalities. Like we're not the same in any way other than wanting to be the best. Besides that, our reactions to stuff are all natural because they're so much different. And that's like the fun thing. That kind of stuff gets exciting. So then you start trying different stuff because you are so comfortable and you're like, oh man, I didn't even realize like I had that, or, they have that. Like we bring like different things out of each other. So I'm way more comfortable than I've ever been. And, I feel it's been almost a year, but I feel like we're really, really just like getting started when it comes to everything, especially with the depth of all of our characters together and how far it can go. It's just so interesting to me.
Yeah, and man, what a fun transition for you now. I mean, going off of what you guys have been doing all year, and to go back in, and Jay and I have had this discussion before. The challenge, I mean, that we had the challenge when our team split is like, oh wow, here's this singles thing, and I think what put us behind the 8 ball, at least in our eyes, was putting us against each other because we wanted to prove ourselves. And, I think that's a good thing to want to prove yourself. But it's so cool that you can stay within the same realm of the character. You're still, Undisputed era. It's just now you're doing your own thing within that.
Yeah. And we have a different, we all are setting out to prove something different now. Like this is really the first time that it's been a healthy 4-man group.
Yeah.
Like legit just getting started. So, what Bobby and Kyle, want to accomplish as a team, and what I want to do, what Adam wants to achieve, like, it feels so fresh and new, but yet it's been around. Like, it's almost been a year since I've been there. They were together for a while before that. And it's just, now we feel like we have to prove ourselves as the 4-man group.
Yeah, it's crazy to think of the fact that Bobby, with the knee, hasn't been able to contribute obviously the way that he would want to. So it has kind of been a 3-man unit for a long time.
Yeah.
And you guys are going to run roughshod now.
Exactly. That's what we keep telling each other.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, man, I know you got a 2-year-old. You're in the thick of everything right now, so we don't want to keep you too long. But we, as I said, we've talked on the show just how happy we are for you, and how just seeing how everything's all coming together for you guys down there, and it's really good to see someone who for so many years has worked so hard and continues to do so, and not resting on their laurels at all. That we're happy for you.
No, I appreciate it, and I appreciate the fact that you guys have came and spent some time with us, and always open line of communication for us. And I know I'm not always the best with questions and stuff because I have to kind of be in the situation to really start thinking about that kind of stuff. But I really do appreciate it, and I look up to you guys, and you guys are huge inspirations when it comes to just careers and as men and family men. That's awesome. So I really appreciate it.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, yeah, go back. I'm sure there's going to be you're going to have some fatherly duties here. I know they're coming close, because an hour away, just an hour away is all it takes for everything to fall apart. And as soon as you walk in the room, the visual daggers that can happen in just 1 hour's time.
Well, we're both big fans, buddy. I think you know that. So all the best, and we're super happy for all your success. And go get those shitty little boots and get back to your family.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Talk to you later, bud.
Take care, man.
All right, bye.
It was a good chat.
Yeah.
Good dude. Haven't got to.
What a
talk
story
to him in
too,
a
right?
while.
Like, I mean, the story, like his story, like everybody has a different story how they got into the business, but I mean, his is like maybe one of the most unique that I've ever heard.
Yeah, and truly everyone's path into this crazy theater of the absurd. I mean, just by its very nature, the stories to get into it are going to be different. But that one, I mean, yeah, just never heard anything like that before.
Yeah,
yeah, man. He's and he's stuck with it. 13 years in Ring of Honor, and nothing against Ring of Honor, but that's a long time to stay there and do that, and to finally make this jump. As I said, just really happy to see him, finally doing it, because the talent's always been there.
Yeah, for sure. And he's up, and like I said, we both sat in the room with them and chatted with them, and there's drivers and passengers in this game, and those guys all definitely want to be drivers. They're not along for the ride. They want to be steering the vehicle. So that's the type of performers they are, and they expect huge things going forward.
Yep. Whoa. What do you do when you're in a meeting of violent bikers, swollen bodybuilders, sleazy strippers, and decadent rock stars? I call it Tuesday midnight brunch, because my brunch is at midnight. Some jobber says that's how I roll. Whatever that means, it's a lousy catchphrase. That made my beautiful mouth feel sad. Anyway, this Sunday I defend my San Dimas Rancho Cucamonga championship against some kid named after one of the Jackson 5 and a horse. Young buck, Matt Jackson or something. Doesn't matter. If he has Chuck Norris's beard and Rambo's headband, once my chin hits his taint, he'll try to move his shoulders, but he can't. That's why they call me the Sunset Man. Flip. Sunset. Whoa.
We haven't heard from Flip in a while.
Whoa. I'm in my laundry room, which is where my office is.
Was he wearing flip-flops?
It was like... couldn't you hear them?
Yeah. That's why I asked.
It was like a tsunami of tanning lotion and hair care products. It was like Aquanet and
is he joining AEW?
You think he was meeting Jericho?
I don't know. Maybe that's what he's around about. That's what he was saying. Flip Sunset.
Well, he's meeting with what did he say?
He said he had some of the young buck and a headband and Chuck Norris.
Wow. I don't know. Just you can't help but notice.
I'm gonna have to read the transcript.
So let's just put this out there.
Yeah.
We had the Smackaged one, Paul Smackage.
Yeah.
We had
Incoherent
Roderick Strong.
Yeah.
And now Flip Sunset. So this show is now a triple-headed beast.
Oh man,
just throwing that out there.
I think Mark's got way more than they paid for.
I think so,
which was nothing.
Yeah.
Free.
Anyway, you're listening to these things.
Let's get out of here. Later, Mark.